Tape script 8.5. Bringing up Max.
Have you seen this? Poor wee mite.
What? Who's a poor wee mite?
This poor kid. He's just a toddler. 1 year old. How can they do this to him?
For goodness sake, who are they and what on earth have they done?
Just look at these pictures.
Yeah, so what are you bothered about? He looks really cute, don't you think? Like his checked lumberjack shirt. And he's got his big sister's pink tutu on, bless him. I remember when our Sam wanted a bow in his hair like Emma, and he loved wearing all those frocks she had for dressing up, especially the Cinderella one. Remember, we thought it was funny, but Emma poured scorn on him.
Oh, yeah, that's what big sisters do, but this is different. Max, he's called Max. He hasn't got a sister. And it seems the pink tutu was bought specially for him. It says here that wearing frocks is all part of his parents' plan to bring him up to be gender neutral.
Gender neutral? He's a little boy. I don't get it. Whatever does it mean?
It's supposed to be a radical new technique for child rearing, where boys and girls are treated exactly the same. His mother, she's called Lisa, says, quote, "We're doing it because gender stereotyping can be so damaging. It teaches little boys to be aggressive." Ugh. Well, all I can say is that I'm glad we didn't know that when we were bringing up our Sam.
Gender stereotyping, eh? Well, I suppose there could just be a point to that.
So, you think our son is aggressive?
Well, of course not. Didn't say that. Sam's a smashing kid. He's full of life. He's your typical happy, energetic, bolshy teenager. It's just that...
It's just what? I mean, it's a ludicrous idea. Max's parents are actively encouraging him to be more girl-like. And they're not just keen for him to wear girls' clothes, but they also want him to play with conventionally female toys, as well as boys' toys. I mean, they're delighted if he wants to wear a pink tutu and fairy wings. And if he decides not to play football and wants to paint his fingernails with glittery polish, they will view it as a form of cute self-expression, it says here.
Why are they doing all this?
They believe it will help boost his confidence.
But how on earth is wearing a tutu a boost to a boy's confidence? But look, you know as well as I do, all toddlers will have a go at anything that takes their fancy. Doesn't matter if it's for boys or girls. They don't care. They're just too young to bow to peer pressure.
Exactly that. You don't have to actively encourage toddlers one way or the other. They just do their own toddler thing.
Let's see this article again. Oh, I remember that as well, don't you? You know that Canadian couple a while back? They made the headlines when they refused to reveal the sex of their newborn baby. They called it Storm and dressed it neutrally so that no one would stereotype it.
Oh, that's awful. I don't mean calling the baby Storm, but calling him or her it all the time. It's not just awful, it's weird.
They said that what they were doing was, quote, a tribute to freedom and choice.
Whose choice? Their choice, not the baby's. It's the same for this boy, Max. It's not his choice. And what about when he goes to school? I mean, what will...
Oh, hey, look, here you are. Yes, just as I thought. Max's parents say that they're planning on home educating Max so that he won't have to wear gender-specific clothes when he starts school.
Oh, no surprise there. Don't you think he's in danger of growing up to be a rather lonely, confused little boy?
That remains to be seen. How long can his parents keep this up, though? And those Canadian parents. I can't believe they can carry on calling their child it forever. I'd like to see into the future. What will these kids be like in 10 years' time?
Yeah, and what will their parents be doing? It's as if they're using their kids as guinea pigs. I don't think it's fair on the kids.
Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad. We won again, and I'm starving.
Ah, there's our flawless offspring. To the kitchen, woman. Feed the boy.
Huh? What's up with you two?
Tape script 8.6. Dr. Eugene Berresin.
To raise a child not as a boy or a girl is creating in some sense a freak. The Canadian couple's approach is a terrible idea because identity formation is really critical for every human being, and part of that is gender. There are many cultural and social forces at play. Since the sexual revolution of the 1970s, child development experts have embraced a more flexible view of gender. Before that, the stereotypes of boys were that they were self-sufficient, non-empathetic, tough, and good at war. Girls were trained to be empathetic and caring and more nurturing. But since then, women have become more competitive, aggressive, and independent, and by the same token, men are allowed to cry. We often see hulking football players who are bawling.